Hello everyone and welcome back. Tone here, and I wanted to do some more Dominion. I want to do a few of these just because I want to showcase the variety of this game, even when you're just playing with the base set of cards. And I'm curious, just give me some feedback on these videos because I don't know how easy the game is to follow, if I should be explaining certain things better or differently, so please let me know. But yeah, let's get into a game here. By the way, if you want to support the channel and the stream, you can do that over at patreon.com/Tonehack. So check that out if you'd like. But yeah, let's cue into a game. There's a lot of people playing this. I'm telling you guys, it's fast. I'm always impressed. Let's see. So what is our kingdom here? We have a moat, +2 cards, and it blocks attacks. Harbinger is a bit of deck control. Village, +2 action, so this lets us play more action cards in a turn. Gardens is an interesting one. Rushing these is a strategy that works on certain decks that I don't really know how to play myself. Moneylender is a decent trasher, and it also, you get coin back, so you don't really, usually if you buy a trashing card instead of like silver early, then you are behind on like getting money to buy more expensive cards. This solves a little bit of both, but it's not a good at trashing. We have Throne Room here. Council Room is good card draw, but each other player also gets a card, so you're helping your opponents. Okay, I don't know what our strategy is gonna be here. I'm gonna go ahead and get a moneylender so I can start trashing my coppers, though. We could try going with merchants. Well, we don't have anything that has +buy on it except for Council Room. I haven't used Council Room too much, which is reason enough to try it out. I really don't like the idea of giving my other opponents a card because that's a huge benefit. There isn't even... Okay, I guess we have moats here for card draw. I think I want to focus on villages and moats with maybe some throne rooms and then a bunch of gold here. But you know what? I feel like I'm gonna need those plus buys to really benefit from that, because that's going to be slow if I start grabbing all these things. This is interesting. I haven't played a lot of strategies like what this kingdom here is going to demand from us. So they got Bureaucrat. Gain a silver onto your deck, so you get a silver for free. Then each other player reveals a victory card from their hand and puts it onto their deck. So you basically put this back onto your deck and you draw it again next turn. It's pretty brutal. It is not fun. A moat will cancel that out. So getting a moat early could be worthwhile. Alright, so we're gonna have 5 gold or coin to spend this turn. Mine, I think, might be the worst set in base. I can't think of a situation where I get this. Treasure generally aren't good cards to have in your deck. And this one very slowly upgrades your copper to silver to gold, essentially. We could pick up a council room. I really mostly want this for the plus buy, and I don't think we have enough gold yet, or coin, to be able to buy multiple things we want, so I think we'd hold off on that. So we're gonna have 5 coin here, but we're not really gonna get to take advantage of it. That's fine because trashing a copper feels very good here. So they picked up a merchant. And what do we actually want to buy this turn? Tempted just to grab the moat to block this bureaucrat a bit. Harbinger, you can look through your discard pile and put a card from it onto your deck. That we can also use that to guarantee that we have the moat in our hand a lot of turns. I don't really know what to do here. I'd like to get to the point where we're buying gold, so maybe we just buy another silver. Our opponent is really taking their time here, which is fine. That actually gives us a lot of time to discuss. Looks like they're rated a bit higher than us. Like I said, my rating is probably like false right now, because I haven't played in so long. I don't really pay attention to the rating at all in general, but it works well for grouping you into games against someone who you're probably at a equal-ish playing field to. But I don't like the idea of focusing on rank and like trying to climb just like and playing just to make a number go up there. What happened here? Why do I only have 4 cards? Oh, it's because they made me top deck the estate by playing that bureaucrat. So now I'm gonna draw 1 victory card for sure next turn, that estate, and then 4 others. What will I buy here? We have 2 silvers. I think we have a pretty decent chance of hitting the moneylender and 2 silvers to be able to get gold. I don't really want to get an extra silver. Thinking we grab a village here. Because I'm going to want to play the moneylender every time it comes up. I'm gonna need to see that 7 times in order to trash all my coppers, so this game's probably gonna end before I get rid of all my coppers, if I had to guess. The village will, by giving it an extra action, will allow me to play moneylender and another card a little better. And I think we're gonna want to get a moat soon as well. The moat also gives you extra cards. When you're playing with a lot of treasures to get extra coin to like buy things, card draw lets you get more of those into your hand and lets you buy larger things. What has our opponent been doing here? Got a bureaucrat turn 1 and then a merchant. So the bureaucrat's a way of like sneaking in an extra buy on a turn, basically. An extra gain at least, because you get a silver and then you get to buy something else as well. The problem is silvers aren't that great in the long run. I don't really want to have that many silvers in my deck by the end of the game. Bureaucrat plus mine could be a way to get gold into your deck while also buying other things to make your deck more consistent. I was just talking trash about mine, but maybe that's a reasonable play. Probably too late for us to bother with something like that. It might not be too late. This is probably going to be a slow board in general. But whenever we're thinking about a strategy here, we have to consider that we can only really buy 1 card per turn. Unless we get a council room. If we did want to do that though, I think we would have bought a bureaucrat instead of I I think I would have wanted the village before the bureaucrat, but I think we bought a silver with, yeah, I had 5 coin here and we bought a silver. That would have been the point that we bought a bureaucrat, would be the second silver we got. So if we wanted to do a strategy like that now, we're kind of setting ourselves back. And also, it's nice to get the bureaucrat early, because you get to that attack effect. Top decking a victory card becomes more effective. So they went with the council room. I think they're probably, this is a really weird kingdom. There aren't any like amazing obvious paths here, and I think they're kind of recognizing that as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I kind of want the moat. So they're getting a lot of merchants here. Thing is, if you're getting the merchants, which everyone you play, you get an extra coin when you play your first silver. I feel like you don't want a lot of silver in your deck when you're playing that, because they make it harder to draw extra merchants with this extra card that they allow you to draw. Like chaining them and getting a lot of them in one turn is really good. And the bureaucrat, it's kind of wasted if you're only going to get like one silver in your deck, which that's all he's gotten so far, because this pile starts at 40 and I've picked up 2 of them, so he's actually only gotten 1 silver so far. So we have 5 here. I'm actually borderline talking myself into trying the mine now. I think that's going to be the best way to get a lot of gold into our deck as while building other things. I want to try it. I bet you I've never bought this card ever since I like first learned the game. They got another council room. So I can either draw 2 cards or trash a copper. I'm going to go ahead and trash the copper. We're going to have 5 coin here. I think we really need a village right now, because we're getting a bunch of action cards here. I have Moneylender and Mine and Moat. And if we draw 2 of them on one turn, then we can't play... We can only play 1 of them. The village will allow us to play more. What did they do here? Oh, they made me top deck an estate here, so my village is going to redraw that. Yeah, it's pretty punishing. 3, we'll grab 1 more village here. Make our deck consistent. I like the Harbinger a lot though. The Merchant's always solid if you just want to have extra silver around. Or extra coin without affecting your card draw and actions, I mean. Assuming you think you're going to have silver frequently. I I guess I'll upgrade a copper to a silver. We're gonna have 5 coin here. I'll just grab a throne room. I wonder if I'm better off just buying other cards though. Buying the cards that I would use throne room on instead of getting the throne room. This lets you, it basically plays one of your action cards in your hand twice. I'll go ahead and grab the bureaucrat. I want to punish this guy too. I don't trust my strategy at all right now. I'm just kind of experimenting a bit. I think my general strategy is to work up into getting a consistent amount of like treasure to get high enough gold to buy provinces regularly. Supplemented with a few action cards. Which isn't a strong strategy, but I think it's probably one of the better strategies available on this board. But instead of doing it by just buying treasure and such, I think I'm going to try the bureaucrat mine thing and see if that helps. Or if that works out at all, I should say. Maybe this guy's recording a video as well. That's why he's taking his time. Let's see, looks like I have 17 cards in my deck. Which is, I always like to check when it's easy to tell if I don't have any in my discard pile. This game, unlike roguelike deck builders, like Slay the Spire, you're not allowed to look at your deck while you're playing. Which I don't like, but to the community, it's I guess a skill to memorize the status of your deck while you're playing. Let's see. What did they do? They played a merchant, they played the council room, so we have 6 cards in our hand right now. They bought 2 merchants with it, so they got some value from that council room. The thing about getting extra buy on this board is that I don't think this board's going to get to the point where we can double province. So that would mostly be to speed up getting to the point where you can start buying single provinces. I think I'm going to play a mine right now. Which will give us a silver. So we'll have 3 treasure to spend here. And you have 3 villages. I'm gonna get a harbinger here. So when we play that, we can look through our discard pile and put a card from it onto our deck. So we can play a card and then put it back onto our deck so we draw it next turn, basically. It can help if you have something you want to do a lot, like maybe us trashing coppers with Moneylender. It can help you do that more often, which is nice. We're gonna have 7 coin here. So I guess we buy a gold. How many silver I have on my deck right now? Probably like 4. I think we bought 2 and mined 2. I don't think I've played Bureaucrat yet. I have 2 villages here. Nice, I have 3 actions. Play a moat. Harbinger will draw a card here, but I actually don't have a discard pile to take advantage of it. Oh, I think I mentioned you can play a card and then put it back on top of your deck. You can't do that with Harbinger because cards you play go in the play area, not in your discard pile. But if you played a card last turn, and you would normally have to draw through your deck like 3 more turns before you shuffle, and you could potentially draw it again, this lets you speed up doing that. Alright, so we can trash a copper here and Bureaucrat. Cool, he had a top deck an estate. And we can actually buy a province now. Is it too early for that? We also have the Bureaucrat in his deck, so adding these early can be pretty bad for us. Might be time to grab the council room. So I can start double buying a few. If we double purchase a few action cards, then maybe we can get to a really consistent spot where we can buy a province every turn, which is kind of where I want to be. In the council room itself, by giving us 4 cards in our hand, lets us buy provinces more often because we have a chance to draw more of our cards that generate money. I think these are all my coppers. I don't think they've trashed anything. Well, they bought a mine. So I only bought 1. See, they're double buying useful cards already. Cool. Turn our silver to a gold. Wow, we're actually getting... We could buy a province this turn as well if we wanted. I think it might be time. This board in our deck is slow enough that on these turns when we're not going to be able to buy a province, we're still going to be able to improve our deck. We drew the Harbinger on our first draw of it after the shuffle again, so I actually get no value from that because I have no discard pile. Punished by the province already, but we can get another gold here. This is $5. I'll go ahead and get a council room. If we can get ahead on the provinces, I don't mind giving them cards. What did they do last turn? Merchant, mined copper into a silver. They bought a village. Not today, Bureaucrat. I think that's the first time our moat did something. So they were going to top deck our estate with their Bureaucrat, but I was able to block it with the moat. When another player plays an attack card, you may first reveal this from your hand to be unaffected by it. So I can either play the moat or the council room. The council room will give them an extra card, but it'll give me a higher chance of drawing more money. I have a gold and a silver on the bottom in my discard pile. Means there's another gold in here. Let's play the council room. That got us to the province. Dude has a lot of cards in his hand. What are we being asked to do right now? Oh, we have to choose a victory card to top deck? It does not matter. Oh, I'm double top decking victory cards? Throne Room the Bureaucrat. The thing is, he's clogging his deck with silver, so even though it punishes me, it kind of hurts him a bit long term as well. It does mean that my village is getting blocked by drawing one of his estates that just top decked. I can't trash a copper this hand, unfortunately. Well, I think because we got rid of most of them already. Do I play a bureaucrat on you? Yes, I will. Okay, they do not have a... Let's go village here. They did not have a estate, so I would have rather not played that bureaucrat. Because I just added a copper to my deck. I can buy a province already. This hand. I'm gonna go ahead and put a village on the top of my deck. With my Harbinger. That was the one from my last hand. So that means, what's nice about the village is it refunds its card draw and its action. So it's kind of harmless to put on top of my deck, unlike those other cards that were in there, which were, what, Moneylender and Bureaucrat. And also, I have a lot of actions in my deck now, so getting extra actions from the village is going to be nice. Look, we just drew 3 villages. Okay, so they got another province. They bought an estate at one point. Which means if we quote-unquote tie on provinces, I have one more province than them, they win because they have an extra estate. But man, that estate is not not very good. I wonder, when do they get that? Gains and estate. A few turns ago. That is a questionable move, especially when they have a few council rooms, so they frequently have the ability to buy more than one card. And they're gonna have enough money to buy a province and an estate later if it's gonna make a difference. I think that's highly questionable, personally. Okay, I have 4 actions right now. I forgot I bought a second council room. I have 3 actions. I have 4 villages too, wow. I can play 2 actions now. We're gonna go ahead and trash that copper. Then turn this silver into a gold. And now we have, wow, I said we wouldn't get to the point where we get double province, but here we are. We'll buy those 2 provinces, and I will grab an estate as well, because the game's coming to an end, so I may as well grab all the victory points I can. Once this province goes, the game's over. Wow, they played a ton of council rooms. Oh, because they're throne rooming them. Oh, going for the gardens. That's smart. That's really smart. Wow. That was an impressive turn. I didn't know they had that many. Oh, it's because they were throne rooming the council rooms. They had 6 buys. Kudos. Kudos. That was cool. And I'm screwed this turn too because they top decked Oh, maybe not. Good council room. We could end this game. I would end up ending with a tie. Oh, I have 4 golds. Province, estate, GG. 40 to 41. Wow. That was a fun game. That was a super interesting game. We could see our deck here. That came down to the wire. We both had like similar but different strategies. We were barely able to eke out a win at the very end there. It's interesting because they gave us so many cards with their council room, so they got a big turn. But I drew like 5 of my victory cards, which would have just clogged up my hand otherwise during that turn, but they just kept giving me more cards. So even though they got a big turn out of that, that's what enabled us to win that turn as well. Really, really cool. That was a really fun game of Dominion. That's what I like about Dominion. Everything about that game surprised me. The bureaucrat and mine thing kind of worked. I told you mine's a card that I never enjoy, but that it worked out there. I had no idea what I was doing, so we changed our strategy a lot throughout that run. Our opponent had a different strategy that was extremely viable. If we did not buy that early province, then we would have been behind a bit too much, I think. So that was a good choice, even though I wasn't too sure about it. Wow, that was a fun run. I don't have much else to say about it. Let me know if you enjoyed that in the comments down there, but until next time, I will see you guys later.